Well, hello there, traders and investors. I'm LA Lolo, and this is your daily NeoTA wrap. Take a look at these markets. We're doing it from a neoclassical perspective. That means each time we ask ourselves what happened today, what does it tell us about the coming ones? I do a show 4 times a week, every Monday through Thursday. It's broadcast at or before 10 o'clock Eastern Time, archived on YouTube. It's under the channel LA Little. If you want to subscribe, reach up in the right-hand corner, do so. Tell a friend, tell two. The more the merrier. It's through you that we grow. It's through the mentorship program. It's through the teaching of the neoclassical method, the model that I built. Nothing's foolproof, but it's pretty solid, and it will keep you on the right side of the market, just like it did last week when we took and turned long on Thursday in front of that employment number. So, we got some good follow through off of that. Hopefully you did as well. Here's the numbers. You're up again overseas, in Europe, in Asia, right? Banging it out higher across the board. And then, of course, we get some follow through here. Now, we're going to take a look at what this means. We actually saw the other side of that trade finally. These trade, everything goes up is just beginning to turn here tonight. And we're going to look at that and ask ourselves, what does that mean, right? That's the whole point of this. We ask ourselves each day what happened and what does it tell us. We got an ABCD structure up. It still points higher, but it looks to me like we might be getting ready to take a little break here, and I'll show you why. Here's that push up, right? Projects up, another, what do we have, 2151. Projects another 25, 30 points up there. We'll see if that can follow through straight up. I suspect that's not going to be the way it's going to be. The question I had from one of the members today is that with these kind of moves, right, when you're getting this kind of an angle, right, how far can it go? Well, just take this one, right? There's no reason this one can't do the same thing. Is it extended when it does it? Yeah, it will be, and it's going to be a heck of a good, profit taking, take a sell up there. But if it goes straight up. But you're up off this low to there. If you pull it back and look at it on a weekly basis, right? So if we pull the weekly over here and take a look at that one, right? The weekly doesn't look nearly as extended, right? So come back and ask yourselves, what does the weekly look like here, right? Given the extension where you went from 1800 to 21. And now you're going from roughly 2,000. You'd have to go to 2,300 to mirror that same sort of move. Can it continue up just like it's doing? Yeah, it's possible, right? I mean, it just did it. So there's nothing here to stop it in terms of the angle of ascent, other than the fact that you're pushing new highs already, and as I'm about to show you, you've got some other small little potholes that are starting to take place. Let's go to the Nasdaq. So we move over to the NDX, or actually the Nasdaq, the composite. Looks like we don't have our volumes in tonight. They were heavier tonight, so we had volume expansion. We got a doji up here at the highs, right? And if you pull this one back, this one just burst over this area. It's got a good move up. It's coming into this resistance zone. That's what it hit tonight. Doesn't say to stop it, but after a nice move, you could get some sort of small pullback. If we look at the NDX, also volume was heavier here. You got the doji on it just the same. It's coming right into that swing point high, so you're hitting resistance 457,438. You're at 4,577, so you're right over it. On a weekly basis, that would be a break, but of course the week's not over. And finally, if we go to the Russell has already had the extension, right? So if you do the ABCD structure, 1085, you go up to 1161, so it's roughly 84 points or 74 points, and then you add that onto this, that's going to get you up to about 1205. Where do you go? Right up to it. So you've already had the ABC extension on the Russell. This has been the leader on the way up. You've had the huge run up here, right? This is done in terms of the one-to-one extension, and when you see that, that usually says that it's going to get some sort of a pullback. Where's it going to pull back to? It's probably going to pull back into the swing point high. So that's where I'd be looking to try to take some more down if you're trying to do that sort of thing. Can this continue? Sure it can. Is the probabilities in favor of it doing so? Probably not. You're coming up on this swing point high. You just finished off on the daily. You just tested on the weekly, and even though you're going to have more volume this week, probably, or at least it's going to be close, it's hitting it already on an extension on your dailies. That's the clues that it's given us tonight on the indexes here domestically. If we look over at some of the other things that are happening, you got a couple of things happening tomorrow, and again on Thursday. You got the Bank of Canada tomorrow. You got an expectation that the not the ECB, but the BOE is going to ease on Thursday. That's going to put, that's going to buy the news already. So I wouldn't be surprised to see some pullback off that to sell the news, and that could start as early as tomorrow in those markets, and then bleed around the country or the world. So there's a couple things coming up that could also aid some sort of a pullback. And finally, if we go look at the British currency, you're already seeing that bounce on the expectation. So you saw it today. On the memberships, I told members this weekend, expect a bounce in front of that news or on that news. They're actually starting to bounce it already. If you get some sort of a pullback, there's the potential to actually try to make that trade if you want to. It's a trade, though, folks. Right? This is not something you want to invest in. If you look at the other currencies, the euro still holding down there at the lows. They pushed the dollar down today, but the dollar just bounced right back up. Dollar's not going to go down, folks. I mean, the dollar just doesn't want to go down. So if you're trading against this, you're probably barking up the wrong tree. As far as gold, silver, I just updated the Cradle to Grave series tonight, so I'll leave it at that. If you're a member, of course, just go in and watch that, and you'll see what I'm thinking here on the gold charts and our investment in gold and what we're trying to do there. So as far as what we expect tomorrow, my expectation, given what I see, is that we're going to get some sort of a small pullback at least, probably starting tomorrow. That's it for tonight. Have yourself a great one. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Good night.